What is up, my figurine collecting enthusiast? It is I, Silent Senior 09! And you may be asking yourselves, what are we doing today? Well, if you looked at the title and you're figuring, I think I know what we're doing. If you guessed, we're doing Outset Island figurine collections and Windfall Island figurine collections, you'd be right. So, without further ado, let's get started on Outset Island. Feels peaceful returning to a quaint little island like this. Salty sea breeze and home sweet home. Well, starting off the figurine collecting quest, you're going to find yourself a crab right here on the beach. You can find these on just about any beach area on most of the islands, but easiest place, right here on Outset. And just a little footnote on the crab, make sure you zoom in a lot on the crab. I mean, you have to get the full body, but make sure you have your camera zoomed in enough. And from the beaches of Outset Island, if you look toward Allrail's Lookout, you'll find a bunch of seagulls. The seagull is also a resident of the Outset Island, or at least the figurine room says so. The way to get these guys, you don't need to be absolutely dead-on perfect to make sure to where you see the front of the seagull, but you do need a pretty solid shot, much like the crab, so that way it's very distinguishable of what Karlov is looking at. He's very picky with these two in particular, so good luck when you're getting these. And up the hill, with the family that requested the 3 little piggies, you'll find the black pig here. You can also get this photo on Windfall Island, although I'd rather not get a shot of this pig's butt. Please turn around. Thank you. And upon doing that, you'll have every single animal from Outset Island. Along the pathway to Grandma's house, next to Orca's and Sturge's house, you should find Sue-Belle, the woman carrying the jar. Next to Grandma's house, you should find Orca and Sturgeon's house. On the bottom, you should find Orca's room. And, presumably, you should find Orca. And upstairs, by climbing the ladder of Orca and Sturgeon's house, you should find Sturge's room. And in Sturge's room, you guessed it, you should be able to find Sturgeon himself. Also at night, if you were here looking for Sue-Belle, she's actually going to be here at night. Up the hill past Sturgeon's and Orca's house, you should find the family that owned the pigs. In here you'll find 3 people. Rose the mother, Joelle the jumping fanatic, and Zilly, Mr. Snotnose. And just outside the house you'll find Abe, the father. Next to Orca's and Sturgeon's house, also near the dock, you should find Grandma's house. And, if you haven't guessed by now, inside Grandma's house is Grandma! Yay! And last but certainly not least, next to Allrail's Lookout, at night, you should find the gardener, Mesa, chilling out. If you try to enter his home in the daytime, he'll claim that he's taking a nap, so you're going to have to do this at night. And after that last figurine, on Outset Island, if you followed up to this point and got everybody that I told you to get, you should have every single figurine in here, except for one, and I'll talk about that in a second, but it's essentially the same reasoning for the figurine that we could not get in Forest Haven and in Dragon Roost. This is another figurine you have to purchase from Lenzo for 50 rupees. But you cannot do that until you've gotten every single figurine in here up to this point, basically. I know, it's weird how they're like, oh, well, you can't do this until you do that, you know. Also, little footnote I forgot to mention, once you get Grandma's figurine, you will automatically unlock your sister Aurel. So don't panic and you think like, oh, how do I get Aurel's figurine? You have to get Grandma's figurine, and that's how you do it. So, with that said, we are done with Outset Island. It's time to move on to the big mumbo-jumbo, Windfall Island. Windfall Island, home to many residents and side quests galore. And if you're figurine hunting, woo-wee! You have a lot to do. So, let's get started. Right here on the dock, you'll find yourself Candy, and at night, you'll actually find him at the cafe. Next to the post box near the dock, you'll find Kane, sitting here with his green shirt on. And sitting here, chilling underneath the tree, you'll find Mila's father. And chilling out here by the bomb shop is Dampa. If you come here at night, you can actually find this guy along with Mila's father, Kane, and Candy at the cafe. Next to the dock, you should find a shop known as the Bomb Shop. And in the Bomb Shop, if you haven't been able to guess, is going to be the Bomb Master Cannon. Thankfully, he's a lot nicer now. And standing in front of a patch of flowers surrounding a little tombstone next to the jail cell that Tingle was once in, you'll find Tot here dancing away. Starting up the pathway past the post box, just outside the potion shop you should find Miniko right here, looking glossy as ever. And inside the potion shop, just where Miniko is standing, is, well, I don't need to really say it, but I'm going to say it anyway, the Potion Shop Master. Woo! And nearby the potion shop, sitting on the stairs looking gloomy as ever, is our Gloom Doom friend, Camo. Continuing past Camo, you'll find our two favorite gossiping ladies, Pompey and Vera. Much like the Skit and Akud or Bisht and Bash from Dragon Roost, you only need to get one or the other, so I would probably focus in on one instead of trying to get them both, in order to get this figurine. Like so. There we go, that's better. And out front of Zunari's shop, you should find Milas in your advertising. And manning the town shop is the main town shop host, Zunari. Okie dokie artichokes, on a footnote on Zunari, you cannot actually get his photo by simply snapping his photo as he has his head turned. You need to make sure you get him to walk away and then walk towards so you can get a full facial feature shot, because otherwise, you know who's going to be picking and be like, yeah, about that. Facial features, blah blah blah. I can't sculpt under these conditions. But that aside, next to Zunari's shop, you'll find Sam here chilling out on the bench. This one's a little tricky because there's not a lot of room to move around. But I think if you get his head and his torso, you should be good to go. And once again, next to Zunari's shop, if you go back behind the building here, you'll actually find a little, pathway that leads down to the pier, or what looks like a little pier. Or you can sail around and get this photo either way. You'll find Missy. And finally, once again, past Zunari's shop, upstairs you'll find the bar. And in the bar, you should see... Bum bum bum! A loading screen. No, just kidding. Up here, you should see... Sorry. You thought I was going to take her photo? Nah. I'm here to get Mr. Paranoid, Gossic's photo. And of course, I'm here to get Gillian's photo as well, the cafe owner. Usually found out walking by Lenzo's shop, you'll find Garrickson, or Mario, as many people call him because of his big old red overalls. Moving upstairs, past Garrickson, we're going to go ahead and focus on the people that are just chilling out here. First up, you got the Killer Bees. All you need is a pictograph of one of the boys, and you'll have a figurine of all four of them. Also nearby the Killer Bees, you'll find Linda. And if you took care of the Starstruck Lovers side quest, where you got Linda and Anton here together, you'll find Anton. Try to get a photograph without the Killer Bees' heads in the way.
Yeah!
Okie dokie artichokes. So, a couple of footnotes here. First off, the Killer Bees photo I took was not good, and I have a sinking suspicion I know why. Much like the crab and the seagull, you have to be, really zoomed in and get a very solid shot of one of the Killer Bees members. Almost as if they're fixing to approach you. I thought the last one was good, but apparently, nope. All my notes. Carla was like, don't be handing me this trash. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the other footnote. The other footnote, and this is a problem I find myself running into sometimes, especially when there are multiple people standing next to each other, and they are separate figurines, is Anton. When I submitted his photo, for whatever reason, Karloff thought I wanted to resubmit Linda's photograph again. Don't know why, I'm pretty sure I centered the shot on Anton, but, whatever. Anywho, with those photographs fixed, going into the area you would enter if you wanted to see Salvador, then past Salvador, upstairs, And just outside, you'll find our passionate windmill enthusiast, Creeb. One of these days, I'm going to learn how to take photographs in this game correctly so Karloff can stop being such a pain in my patoot. My patoot, I tell ya! Alright, let's see if we can't get the head and the torso this time, and this should, keyword should, be good enough. Coming up the stairs, just past Zunari's shop, you'll find Lenzo's shop on the right. And in here, if you haven't been able to guess thus far based on the titles of the shops, having the names of the owners in front of them, yeah, Lenzo's here. Sarcasm aside here. And next door to Lenzo's shop is the joyous teacher, Mrs. Mary's school. And what better place to have a teacher than inside a school? And the teacher here today is our joyous, favorite joy pendant collecting fanatic, Mrs. Mary. And then down by the beach, you'll find our two little gossip-spreading girls. Gee, I wonder where they got that habit from. Hotava and Joanna. Much like the gossiping ladies, Pompey and Vera, you only need to get a good photograph of one of them in order to get both their figurines. If you're having issues finding these girls, as in they're not here on the beach, then all you need to focus on is go to Miss Mary's place and you'll find them there. Getting tired of socializing and snapping pictographs of random people? Good, me too, but fret not, we're on the last three. Upstairs, or up the ladder I should say, you'll find the last and final sailor of the town, Gummy. All you gotta do is kind of get a nice solid left or right shot, but try to make sure you have both his eyes in the photo, because otherwise Mr. Picky McPicky-Pants can't sculpt, apparently. And also make sure you get his torso, too, as much of it as you can with his head. Then down that ladder, if you go upstairs here, you'll find the rich person's room. Ooh, the shiny red door. Oh my. And beyond this beautiful, glorious, delicious, lip-smacking good door, you'll find the pimp daddy himself, Maggie's father, who just turned away. Dude, I want your photograph. What are you doing? Seriously? Thank you, this is going in the newspaper. And finally, just past Maggie's father, you'll find Maggie herself. And she's kind of just gazing out at the window. And all you need to do, really, is get a photo of her head and her torso. You don't have to worry about her bunny ears, even though those are really cute. So dorbs! So adorable! Yay!
Top!
And I should have known it was too good to be true to say that I was finished after I snapped Maggie's photo. But apparently there was a problem with Gummy's photo once again. Woo! Yay! Alright, now let's see if I can't back it up and try it again. I'm on the freaking edge of the stairs, or the stair ledge, just as it's fixing to go down. And although this is not Gummy facing forward toward the camera, this should, keyword should, be a facial and a full body shot. Let's hope this works. And with Gummy's photograph fixed, oh my gosh, thank goodness we are officially done figurine collecting on Windfall Island. Woohoo! Yay! Look at all these people, man. Look at them all. Just look at them. It's so freaking awesome, man. I could totally picture being Manny and just coming in here and playing Doctor or good guys against bad guys in here with all these figurines. Yeah, some couple things to point out. You'll notice that Maggie's father, Mila, and Mila's father all have like a before and after, you know, when they were rich and when they were poor. And then back here, you'll notice the bomb shop guy. There's one with him tied up, and then there's one where he's nice. That's awesome, I have to say. Nice touch, despite how much of a pain in the patoot he's been. And then, of course, up here you got Zunari acting like a bad butt, like, oh yeah, I'm the master of all this. Like, he's the puppet master, and everyone in here is just a bunch of puppets. And everyone's looking at him like, ooh, ah. But anyway, if you followed thus far and used this as a guide, I am so sorry. It's probably by far the most unprofessional to this point, to the upload point of guides that exist. But if you enjoyed it all the same, thank you. I'm glad you took your time to view this or use this as kind of a means to help you guide you through, like, okay, what all do I gotta do? What do I gotta do next? Who's where? You know, stuff like that. And that's kind of like that was the main point of these 2 videos, really. We're gonna probably have one more video, or a couple more videos, excuse me, where we cover kind of the remaining rooms, but the main rooms that have, like, friendly people are the Great Sea, Windfall Island, Outset Island, Dragon Roost, and Forest Haven. Obviously, the boss room and, I think it's the common enemy room. Those will be all your enemies and things that try to hurt things. Enemies and bosses that try to hurt you, but those will probably be gradual updates, meaning we will be tackling those as we go along, or I'll be waiting like later on until I've almost got to the point where I've finished the game, and then I'll basically like, okay guys, let's go ahead and tackle these rooms finally so we can get this done. Anywho, I'm rambling. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching. Love you bunches. Please don't tail slap. And best of luck for those who plan to play along after having watched this, or if you played along and you collected all the figurines. High five yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back. You did good. You did really good. Alright, I'm done talking here. See you guys. Peace.